and then we will get started because this could be a long evening of makeup because she is a wealth of knowledge, you guys. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lily Burns, and I have the honor of educating alongside all of the Crunchi advocates who are on tonight's call. Like I had mentioned just a minute ago, we are all very passionate about the mission and the movement and the products, but very few of us are professionals. So you see amateur hour when we do our lives and we do our demos and our pictures, but we wanted to provide you guys something really special so that you guys can learn some professional tips and tricks. So I'd love to introduce you guys to my new friend, Faith Allen. Faith is a professional makeup artist who follows the artistry of some top hot tamale trains. We're talking like Kim Kardashian, and she is absolutely has a talent and a gift that was divinely given to her. As I was watching her work magic the other day, it was just so special to me to see her doing something that she's obviously very good at and very passionate about. So we're excited that she's joining us tonight. She's also a permanent makeup artist, and not like the scary stuff that a lot of people are like, ooh, that sounds creepy. Right. She does beautiful work. She's very, very talented. And she accepted an internship, and we're really exciting today too. So there's lots of cool things that I could say about Faith. If you are in this area, make sure to check her out. She does lots of professional work for weddings and special occasions. And if you just feel like getting glammed up, she's your go-to gal. So
well, thank you for that. That was a beautiful introduction. And yeah, so I'm super excited to be here. And like she said, just all of you guys coming on and just being a part of this moment is really huge for me. And I really appreciate every one of you taking that time.
yes.
So I'm definitely excited to just bring the magic to life.
Yes.
And I want to challenge everything you may have ever learned on YouTube or just really any influencer, whatever, that you might think, oh, this is the way. And I know we've all been victims to YouTube where you're trying to follow along, you're trying to do what they're doing, and it's just not, it's not meant for you, or it's not working for you. And so I want to show you ways that can work for everybody, and it's all about the method. So I'm excited to be showing off and showcasing just a little bit of that today.
And what's really cool about this is she's very high-end cosmetic, and I would product thought she was gonna be like, ooh, can't use this. Ooh, this is not gonna do the trick. I'm being dead serious. And I was really, really pleased and honestly a little surprised that she loved it all. So I'm gonna let her just talk to the performance. And then if you guys have questions about anything else, otherwise just ask in the comments. There's so many Crunchi advocates here who can answer questions for you.
And also I just have to say, I just jumped into the chat bar. My little girl swears that you were on a Disney movie as a princess. I received that right now. That just made my night. I appreciate that.
I think if that was Kelly Riedel, her daughter's name is Hope, right? So Hope and Faith. So sweet.
We're best friends.
She is, and she really does look like a Disney princess. So make me look like a Disney princess. Faith. This would be awesome.
So did you want to talk a little bit about like the skincare? What did you do to prep?
Yeah, okay, so my skin is completely bare except for fresh out of the shower. I use the Clear Light Facial Essence, and this is like if a toner and serum had a baby. So it removes any leftover soap residues, gently cleans your skin. And then I went in, and this is like a tall drink of water for my skin. This is our Daylight Moisturizer, and I combine it with our SPF because I'm sure you are a huge proponent of SPF, right?
Yes, absolutely.
365, whether you're staying in or you're going out, this is the #1 anti-aging product. Sunscreen is so important for your face. So I like to combine the two, and I put them on, and that's all I've got so far.
Well, I love that. And I will also say in the realm of skincare. So I did not play around with Crunchi skincare, but one thing I can tell you in the realm of makeup artistry is that you want to make sure your canvas is as hydrated and ready as you can possibly get it before you start your actual makeup process. So one thing I'll tell you, I haven't played around with the essence, and anything that I tell you today, this is really based off of an authentic review and everything that I genuinely thought of the products. And I know for me personally, this primer was unlike anything I've used. So for me, my go-to is typically the Dior Backstage Primer. That one, you can use it all over the décolleté, you can use it just, and it's flawless. But the feel of this was identical. And it was smoothing, and I noticed that the foundation just stuck so perfectly and just rested on top. And it wasn't like, the foundation wasn't like rubbing into the skin. You want that primer to be your, that is your, it just sets the stage. It sets the stage for the rest of your day. And so that foundation, just having the primer, it's just amazing. But what I was gonna say was back to skincare. So I haven't played around with the essence.
Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing you need to know about an essence. People get really weirded out with essences. They're like, okay, well, I've got a moisturizer. Why would I need any extra? This is a moisture magnet. So it goes down into the surface of your skin, like, and it gets down into the epidermis. And then once you put on that moisturizer, it literally, the essence pulls it down into the skin because it becomes more of a water-based consistency. So it's really plumping the skin as well as just keeping that all-day hydration. And that's something that is with pretty much any essence. That's what they're there for. So if you're confused on essences and you're like, I don't think I need it, it's definitely a good thing to have.
So good. I just learned something new too. So when we start with our Smart Primer, you guys will see how she'll apply it all over. But I'm telling you, she's going to pick this bottle back up throughout the rest of the demo.
Yep.
And it's going to rock your world. Because I thought primer was like a one-stop shop. You just put it on and you're done. But
Plot twist.
yeah. Plot twist for sure. I'm going to pull this a little closer. If you guys pin our square, you'll also see it larger. So hopefully, if I keep my face kind of facing towards you guys and also towards Faith, we can get cozy and make this happen.
Yeah, so I did 2 pumps of the primer, and that's because I always take the foundation into the neck, because you just always want to make sure that it is blended as possible. That is rule number 1 with Makeup 101, is blending is beauty. So everything should just be married together. So we're just going to start here.
Tell them about how you're like, so what is that ingredient that I'm feeling? And I was like, it's organic aloe. And you were like, that, my friends, is redness fighting technology.
Yes, so that in and of itself, aloe is known for pulling redness. So think, like when you get a sunburn, like aloe is like the ultimate remedy. And so having aloe in a primer, that's something that I haven't really seen. I'm not going to lie to you. So I've seen it in skincare, but in a primer, that's different. So if you're starting out and your skin is just like starting out like with like it's just inflamed and it's grumpy, whatever, you really want to make sure to, with the primer, I was so blown away by that. I really can't even tell you, because that's such a big deal to have that, to have such a superhero ingredient that pulls redness, soothes the skin, and then you can go on with your foundation and it just makes it all the more flawless. So that way throughout the day, if the foundation starts to wear down or whatever, that redness will start to just it'll stay pretty calm. That's what I've noticed with that. Any skincare that has aloe in it, I've just noticed it's definitely a super ingredient.
I love that. When she called it redness fighting technology, I was like, I'm forever using that. That is so smart.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
yes.
It makes so much more sense than just being like, this has aloe in it. You know, not everybody knows all of the benefits of that. We've got a couple people trying to screen share tonight, Mama Lisa, if you don't mind taking care of that.
Oh, I love it.
I know, that sometimes happens on Zoom. All right, so that was the 2 foundation shades here. Let me see. There we go. Thank you.
Okie doke. So now we're just going to go in with some foundation. So she is in the shade 2.5, and I'm going to be going in with the just flat top #1 brush here. That just really, right now we're doing every day. And so my translation of every day is, you are either a mama on a mission, you are, you're getting stuff done and you don't have time to you know, glam it up for an everyday kind of look. So for everyday, let me tell you, with everyday, here's what I learned in a master class that really blew my mind. So I am the queen of full coverage. Nobody can stop me. I feel unstoppable when I am covered. But let me tell you, the coverage can be just as captivating when you only take that foundation in the spots that you need it. So we'll do a touch on the forehead. We'll do, just turn this way. Just a touch like right through there and here, just a little. And keep in mind, like I said, queen of full coverage all day, every day. But this master class had like really hit me. It was like, but like on a day-to-day basis, this is just how I did my makeup and there wasn't anything wrong with that. And I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying in the realm of every day and still wanting coverage, you can achieve it just like this. So now I'm just gonna take this.
It's the same one.
Okay,
It's
cool,
just
number one.
Yeah, it's the original.
So I'm just gonna go through and just take what's left there. And keep in mind, as you're applying with a brush, it's all in your hand, right? So keep in mind, as you're applying, you don't want to be pressing into your face. You can't feel what I'm doing right now, but you want to work so light-handed, almost as if you're painting. So as I'm applying this, it might look like I'm moving fast, but I'm not pushing in. It's very light-handed, just very seamless, kind of just stippling motions, but very soft. You're not trying to push this into your skin at all. You just want it to rest softly on top, and we can set it later. It's not going nowhere, so you don't need to push it into your skin. It'll be okay. We'll get to that.
That blew my mind too, because I like hammer down on my face.
Yes.
And I was watching her hold so good. Thanks, Mom, for being on mute control.
You can just tuck your lips for me, just yep. And you can just kind of, we're gonna get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just turn back this way.
So Faith only applied a little foundation. Did you put it right on your brush?
I just put it right onto my hand. I usually use my hand as my color palette. With primer, you'll see me do that. This right here is like, I just dip off of my hand, I pump whatever, wipe whatever, and just kind of go in that way.
So this is a lot less than I would typically wear. So she's just going in kind of on the areas of redness or areas of discoloration and just blending out really, really lightly.
Are you guys seeing this right now though? Because like, if you really look at that, the coverage is virtually perfect. It's right where it needs to be, because keep in mind, we're building. Mm-hmm. So you don't want it, you don't want to like toss everything all in one place. Like, we're building. So now we're going in with another foundation. So brace yourselves.
Brace yourselves. This really threw me for a loop.
So we're taking shade 6. Now, instead of going in with just a powder bronzer, I like to keep the look of a fresh facial, because there's nothing like it. When you have a fresh facial, you just walk out and you just feel like your skin can just breathe. So the look of hydrated skin is so much more, I don't want to use the word popular necessarily, but it's so much more captivating. Mm-hmm. And so you can mattify and you can set, and I'm not saying oily skin, like the oily skin look, but the look of just glowing from within. That right there is my biggest beauty secret with all of my makeovers, is just that gorgeous, radiant skin from within.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Sign me up, babe. Put that foundation on me.
So we're just going to do just a very kind of like a half a pump of shade 6.
I'm a little nervous, you guys.
It's time. So with this part here, I want you to just like look into the camera. So this is where we go against everything you've ever learned, right? Turn this way. So right where her ear is here, rumor has it, you want to take your contour shade. Keep in mind, with contour, it should always be gray, like a gray tone, right? So what we're doing right now, this is not contouring. This is warmth restoration. So we're starting here where her foundation, it's very beautiful, it's very seamless, but we want to build that warmth back up. So to do so, and same rule would apply for contouring. With her face shape, like look at me straight on, Lily. So yeah, with her face shape, you wouldn't take your contour from the ear and bring it down. Like you never want to blend down. You always want to blend up. Bring it all upward. So we are blending to Jesus right now. So we're just gonna
blend on up to Jesus.
Yes. So I'm going to start in here. So this is where it gets wild, right? This is where everybody's like, oh no, Faith, what are you doing?
Trust the process.
So look at this right now. You see what's happening? Magic. So here we go.
Warmth restoration.
I love that.
I love that. That's better than a contour to me.
Okay, so once you first do it, it looks like you just got a spray tan and you're like, okay. So watch this. So keep in mind, look who's backstage. This is the foundation brush I originally used. So we're taking the original foundation brush and we're just gonna blend that foundation right over top to just soften and bring it back to skin. That original soft skin finish. I'm like, raise your brows for me. Perfect. And I'm just blending literally right over top. And they mesh, these two shades play so well together for this.
And I was like, okay, Faith, so let's say I would just want to do this with, you know, powder bronzer. And she was like, you're going to miss out on that fresh facial look and having that glowy skin. And I was like, okay, I trust you.
And yes, you did. And it was so worth it. It's just like, oh my goodness. And hey, if you want that even more of that just Florida glow, that's fine. But for now, that, my friends, that is very soft. And you can add more, like say, like for this, just to get that perfect, I'll do like less than half a pump of the original foundation, her original shade. And I'm just gonna go in with just a little bit of this and just kind of, so this is why I say start light with the foundation. And you know, when I learned that in my master class, it was just like, okay, so now it all makes sense.
And then once you get into a routine doing your makeup like this, it probably takes like a minute or two.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is also Faith's first time applying makeup to my face.
Oh, I love it. You literally like be my Barbie any day. So
Lily, can I ask a question to you guys?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Pitch.
While you're going, there's a lot of questions about if they're 2.0, what would be a good contour color? If they're 2.5, what would be a good contour color? 3.0, that kind of thing, or a 1.0 even. So does Faith have an idea of how that would translate?
That's a really good question because Faith just color matched to my skin. And so I'm thinking if you are like a 2.0, you'd probably be fine with going, which is just a step down from 2.5. So you could probably go a step down on the darker shade to like a 5.0.
Yep, just pick out a sister shade. So whatever your foundation color is, I would say maybe go, like exactly what you said.
4, 5. Yep. So then if you're 1.0, you'd want to go with like a 4.0 contour shade. And if you're an 03, probably bump up to a 7.0. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense, Mama?
Yep, I think that's good. There, I just want to make sure that everybody has what they would need based on their shade. Because what did she put on you first? 2.75?
2.5 tonight with 6.0.
2.5 tonight. Okay.
Yep.
It looks fantastic.
It's right through here. Thank you.
There were a lot of jaw-dropping moments there.
Yay!
The warmth restoration.
Yes.
That is right up my mom's alley.
Did I get you with that, Lisa? I got you with the warmth restoration.
Yeah, you really did. And the dewy look, you know, talking about not making it look too dull, just really, you know, softening up that radiance. I loved it.
Yes. That right there is where I would stop right there in the realm of bronzer and just warming the face back up. We'll go in with a little blush. So up next.
So you used this and this the other day. So I have them out for you just in case.
So This part's so fun. Like I love,
She's an artist.
yes, yes, yes.
It was so fun to see an artist at work. She had every single Crunchi product in front of her, and she's like, "What's this? Caps were flying and brushes were."
Yes.
It was so much fun. So this is the shade
Plum Kiss.
Plum Kiss lipstick is what she's got in her hand right now, and she's putting a little bit on the back of her hands.
Because once again, this is all about keeping that, and there is no, you know, like, there is no wrong way with makeup. Like, have fun, just have fun. But I will say too, but my all-time favorite with this is it seems so wild and so whatever, but the color is phenomenal and it just marries right in with the bronzer. And if you see, just as that goes in, so soft, so warm and sunny. And also, keep it along here. Look straight, not there. So this here is a no zone. Bring it, your blush and your bronzer married together in this area here. I know, but if you were a woman and you were like, no, blush goes on the apples of my cheeks, you can't stop me, girl, more power to you. I love that for you. But also, it really accentuates the face and the warmth just blends just so seamlessly. Once the picture comes together, that's when you'll see it. But in this moment, just trust the process.
As she was doing my sweet friend Jen's makeup with all our Crunchi products the other day, and she said that I was like wanting to cover up the apples of my cheeks and all the blush I have on the apples of my cheeks, because then I was looking at Jen so lifted and bright. I'm like, oh, I had it all wrong. I'm so an apples of the cheek blush applier.
And I was too.
Right,
I was too. And I get in these master classes, and what they would do is they would shine the light from all these different angles, and they would explain to you how to do it, and then they would have another model that says like, this is how people typically do it. This is what the influencers say. This is whatever. And then when that light hits, it's like, oh, so that's what it would look like in the sunlight. Oh, that's what it would look like. And so when you keep everything in the certain zones and you're applying just like silk, like you're just so softly gliding it on, it changes everything.
Yeah.
So I want to we're going to do just a little bit more there, because that was perfect. And if you can see, kind of, I don't know if you can get up any closer for them to kind of just see the blend there, and just kind of tilt your head back for me just a little. Just kind of showcase that. Yes.
And you guys, I had some major redness and like big blemishes there that are all covered up with the tiniest amount of foundation, which really is just mind blowing to me.
Lily, one of the questions also is how many brushes is Faith using? Is she using 2 #1 brushes?
She was, yes. And that is another original Crunchi brush that is very similar to the #3.
Okay.
Every Crunchi brush I had, because when I watched her the other night, she had like 5 brushes in her hands at once, and she's swirling around. And so I'm like, I'm gonna get everything I have and pull it out. And somebody started screen sharing again, Mom.
Oh gosh. Okay, hang on.
You guys, if you can, please be mindful of your buttons.
And I can tell you guys, at Sephora, I was known as the Edward Scissorhands of makeup artistry. So all of my brushes would be spread out, and I would just be working just out of each hand. So listen, it's good to have brushes, but backup brushes on backup brushes, because you just never know. And everything's always changing, and it's just good to have just brushes.
Yeah.
So.
But with the foundation, she had one for the 2.5 shade and one for the 6.0. So that was 2 #1 flat top brushes. And this is like a mimic to the 3.0. And she's doing the lipstick on her hand, grabbing it with the brush. So
and I want you to see too, I'm pinching it as I'm like getting it off my hand. I'm pinching it and letting go. Let me just turn this way. And then as I'm blending, I'm starting about here and then just bringing it and just kind of feathering it upward, right?
And I wish you guys could feel how lightly this whole makeup brush experience has been, because it is like at least 100 times lighter than I typically do my makeup.
And let me tell you too, I used to be the same way. And I would always wonder, why do I look like a birthday cake? Why is it so intense? Why can't I just, like, I see it on these other people, but I'm telling you, those other people that you're seeing, it's all super light. It's all just airy, soft motions, like very whimsical. Just keep it silky.
Keep it silky, she says.
I love it. Can we take a question from Dee Shapiro?
Sure. What does it say?
Would you like to unmute real fast?
Oh,
She has her hand up. I'm not sure if she really wants to talk.
She might not realize she has her hand up.
Okay.
It's totally fine. That happens. That's Zoom, you guys. It's okay. We're all just hanging out. Girls' night. Okay. Woo. And so on top of the lipstick, you're going to go in with a little bit of blush, powder blush, right?
Yes. So this is just the Pretty Please, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, you're good.
So we're just going in. And I mean, when I say we're going in with a little bit, I mean, I'm barely like, I'm just kind of with the side of the brush, just kind of touching. Because like I said, the reason I use the lipstick, it's all about the radiance and just keeping that. Because once we go over it with a little bit of setting powder, which I'm going to absolutely wreck your life with. I'm so excited to show you my little setting powder extravaganza, which was,
It's a real treat.
yes.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
It felt like the 4th of July spectacular. It was like a moment.
That is funny. Hey, you guys, Faith, there's a request for your Facebook page and also your IG handle.
Yeah, so it's Faith Allen Artistry. That's what everybody knows me for the artistry.
So good, you guys. So good. And now that she's familiar with Crunchi products, if you brought them all to her, she would know exactly what to do.
Yep.
And for those of you wondering, this is another old blush. Our blushes are currently being reformulated and coming back in stunning new shades. They will be here soon, so hold on to your hats. In the meantime, though, you guys can still achieve that radiant look Faith is talking about with just the Plum Kiss lipstick, too. We're just going all out.
I'm also watching where my brush is going as I'm doing this. And I mean, it's like barely, the bristles are barely touching her face. You don't want to dig. You don't want it to be super heavy. So, I mean, I am like feathering on, like I'm moving quickly, but as I'm moving, that pigment just slowly glides over the skin so gently and just blends like very seamlessly.
Like a dream. Yeah, so if you guys have special occasions coming up and you're wondering where you can get a hold of this lady, you will not be sorry. She is so much fun to work with and so talented. What are we looking for?
Highlighter.
This is I think this is the one that you used last time with the little points.
Yep. Awesome. So, okay, once again, brace yourselves. We're about to take off.
This is gonna rock your world.
Okay, so we're back again from step 1 here. So taking the primer, I mean, half a pump, just very lightly. You are going to use this. So for highlight, right? Highlight you'll have to follow the process because as it goes on, it may look intense, but remember, it's all about the blend and making sure everything just stays super seamless, super soft. And so we're starting with this here because with highlight, you don't want it to look like powder. And you want it to have just a very soft, striking, strobing effect where when I look at you straight on, it just is like light coming from my face, which me personally, I go in heavy with highlight because I can't be stopped. That's who I am. I love the glow. But when I'm doing it on someone else, it's building the intensity to look like warm skin that just has that soft light effect.
Now, if you guys don't have the original Crunchi highlighter, stay tuned very soon. I'm talking super soon. You guys are going to see a brand new luminescent highlighter that is in a gorgeous, universally flattering shade. But you guys, she's putting primer on top of my face right now. Is your mind blown? My mind was blown when I saw her do this.
And I'm just very softly just tapping it and warming it into the skin. Your fingertips it will release warmth. And so as it's like pushing just into the skin, it just is very soft. And I feel like this some primers have like that, just like very soft blur effect, but I feel like with that primer, it just, everything blends so well together. Like I'm watching like that she has like just very soft textured areas, like right in like through this area here. And it's so smooth. Like as I was just watching and as I was tapping, it was totally changing the texture and just making it look so blurred out. Kind of like the Benefit Professional primer, if anybody knows of that, it definitely has that effect. So if you're finding that your primer isn't smoothing the way you want to, like you want it to, maybe try pressing instead of rubbing. Just like press it just into your skin and see how that does. Because it's all about technique. So sometimes if you're not happy fully, try it just a little differently. So you also don't have to tap for that long. I just kind of got used to just her face being there.
It was very soothing.
We had a moment.
Also, if you guys pin our video, you will see it larger than the rest of the Zoom squares there too. Just a little hint. I saw a comment there.
Yeah, and I am just applying here. So if you could kind of like move in just a little. So right in this area here. So I'm starting here right on her cheekbone, right there. And then I just take it up around here and then take it right into the brow bone and just a little above the brow. And you can see just that's right there. So that way, if you're in the sunlight, it's just gonna have a very natural glow where your cheekbones are. And so it's really gonna accentuate in a way that's like, it's just, yeah.
It's magic.
Try it at home. Do try this at home. So we're just going in with the highlighter now. This is just the powder highlighter. Lit. I gravitated. I was the moth. This was the flame. This shade is gorgeous.
It is. Oh my gosh.
But you gotta get close. You gotta get close because this is about to be the moment.
I can't wait to open my eyes. Somebody's listening to techno. This is so much higher up my cheekbone than I would typically apply my highlight.
Look at that.
Oh, you guys.
But with the primer that's left on my hand, because right now as I'm looking, I'm up close, and with what I'm seeing, like it looks like skin. Like, I mean, it's very flawless, but I want it just a little more skin-like. So I just go over it with just a little bit more primer just to make it look like just that healthy facial glow. And there you go.
You guys.
Do we love it? Because I love it. If you guys don't love it, I'm over here just obsessed.
I mean, it's just it's so fresh and so radiant, just like you said.
Yes.
I'm
so
excited about
Look
it.
at that. Flex that.
Okay, this side. Let's do it.
Yes.
So everybody is really, really loving this so much. Like it's just changing their whole routine for tomorrow. Yeah. And so that was the number 5 brush that Faith was using, right, Lily?
Yes.
And then she's using Extra Smart Primer to give it that glowy look over the highlighter.
Yep.
And then if somebody doesn't have the highlighter, is there an eyeshadow shade that they could use? Maybe Champagne?
Champagne is going to be pretty close. Yep, that's the one she just grabbed. Yep. No, you can use that one instead.
But we have something coming soon that's going to fulfill all highlighter needs.
Yes, very soon. But we'll give this one a try to see what she thinks.
Just to see. This is really just kind of a.
And you can be honest. If you're like, wait for the highlighter.
We're sticking with the highlighter for that.
Right. Wait for the highlighter.
Only because now, if you like a little extra sparkle, because instantly I noticed that had like a lot more like sparkle in it, which I always feel like is better on the eyes. You want those cheekbones to look like light. And so now if you like the sparkle and highlight, which some days that's me as a person, but for the most part, for an everyday look, you're really gonna wanna just stick to that very healthy, bright skin.
I love that. And you guys, very soon. When I say soon, I mean it.
Move this way.
Erica Davis said that she likes to use Golden Luster in palette 1, Lily.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We're going to be using palette number 2 tonight.
There she is. Oh, I'm going to do it on your nose too.
Just a little. Okay. Just a little.
Yes. And I always do just a touch on the chin. And my favorite, it's just me. This is one thing that I love. I always do just like a brush of it, just right up and through here. just because in pictures, if you're wanting to amp up your picture game and wanting to just keep it super soft, just kind of glide just a little of that just right in there. And it just gives you that, it even gives a little coverage. I mean, because that glow, get up just a little close and just, yeah. Look at that.
So pretty. My
So
mom,
that's
she calls them her 11s right here. And she's always done her highlighter there. She said it
Yes.
kind of masks that and gives it that bright, radiant look.
You already know. I love it.
She's so fun.
So from there, I feel really good about that. I love the glow. It's very soft. I'm gonna add a little more primer right here.
And then are we getting ready to blow people's minds with setting powder?
Oh, you know it. This
You
is
guys.
it.
Hold on to your seats, my friends. I about fell out my chair.
And for me, this was like, oh,
She was
I
like,
thought
you guys,
everybody.
yeah. She said, you guys probably already know this. And she showed me and I'm like, no, I did not know that. So if you already know what she's getting ready to show you, put a 1 in the comments. And if this is brand new and blowing your minds, put a 2. Just because I'm going to go look at the chat later and see what it is.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm so
Are you ready? I'm curious too.
So curious.
So setting powder time.
So setting powder time. And so here we go.
So what brush is that?
So
Number
this
2?
is number 2.
The big fluffy
Yep.
one.
And let me put these straight on. So before we move forward, okay, see, I'm very excited about the setting powder, but you definitely want to make sure, which actually it really doesn't matter. You could do it before or after, but I just kind of forgot the fact that the concealer was literally just sitting there.
It's
Yeah.
So hold on to your hats. The setting powder trick's coming.
Yeah.
This is the shade L20 and brush number
6. 9.
I know, I always do it too.
So we're just okay. This is
Another
another
one,
moment.
yeah.
Sorry, it just hit me and I'm like,
So
just
many
about to-
moments.
Okay. So looking at Lily straight on, her natural under eye crease is right in that area there. So for an everyday look, this is all just illusion making, right? And so I know a lot of people tend to, so rumor has it, you should take your concealer, pack it on, hide those under eyes. No. Just in the line, because this line here is really the source of the darkness. So check this out. See if you guys can see this. Hold on. Just gonna go in here. You see, turn just a little more, not too much, just right there. And I'm just kind of packing that in on that line, blending down, and then blend just a little upward. Because for an everyday fresh facial look, we are not packing on concealer. We're keeping it very simple and just patting that on. I hardly have any product really on this right now. And let me see. And
So
this
much
was an
brighter.
actual Sephora class hack where, you just pack in just a little bit in that area. And can you see the difference?
It's huge.
It's location.
and literally like an 1/8 of what I typically use. So this is a dream,
Exposed.
you guys. Yeah, I'm exposed. Okay.
So we're just gonna go right back in, just on the side here. I'm just packing that right into just that like little line there, blending upward softly.
So everybody's line might be a little different. So you just suggest finding that spot.
Yeah, find
go
where
right
you're
in.
because like for me, it's like right up in thank you. It's just like right in that area there. So I just pack that just right into that line, and then we're just blending up. So taking it from that line, blending up very softly. So not packed on at all. Very soft, very
Keeps it looking
smooth.
fresh.
So let me see. And if you want to add more, tilt your head back. I don't feel the need here. It's absolutely just very soft. There's no trace of makeup, and that's the cool thing. Like this just looks like, hello, she just woke up, just fresh as a daisy. Here she is in all her glory.
She
That's
said,
what we're
when
going
is the best time to apply it? So you like doing the foundation,
Mhm.
bronzer, highlight, blush, then concealer right before we set?
I mean, literally, there is no, with concealer, it depends on the need. Really, it really depends on the need. So say you go in and you use the exact technique I just taught you with using minimal with the, foundation. And say you're like, okay, I need a little more. So then you can take the concealer and go in with that, just blend it, but stick with that technique, see how that works for you. And so if you're very dark under the eyes, what might be best for you is, do you guys have a color corrector?
Not yet,
So,
but I can put in some requests.
that would be good. So getting a color corrector and putting it in that area. So if you're very dark under the eyes, and say it's like borderline like black, so for that I would use an orange, just like a bright orange. And so you will be using minimal product, and that's going to cut back on the creasing. So you can apply powder, but you'll still crease if you're using a lot of a cream-based product. So it's good to keep it very soft and light. So using a little color corrector, a little concealer, you'll be good to go, truly.
That's awesome.
So,
Good to know. And all of our concealers do have a peachy undertone, which
nice.
the goal there was to be able to help cut that back the color of the dark circles for those who have that. It's time! It's time!
I heard a drum roll in my head, and then I realized there was no sound effect coming out. So, okay, for setting powder.
Here we go. So, you know what's really cool, Faith? This is not plastic. This is plant-based packaging.
Oh, I love that.
So it's made from coconut husks and rice husks and green tea leaves.
That's literally
Isn't that cool?
incredible.
So you guys, if you don't have the setting powder in this fully black package yet, it will not be around to see future generations, which is something that is near and dear to Crunchi's heart. And I just think it's so cool. It's the only one of its kind.
That's really
Are you having
incredible.
trouble with the inside of it?
Oh no, I was actually just kind of feeling it, and I'm going to tell you guys a little secret that I don't know if I'm really allowed to say, but I'm just going to say it.
Whatever.
So this powder is literally the exact same feel as the NARS Invisible Setting Powder. And that feeling where it just looks so good and silky, and it's flawless in pictures with no flashback. So somebody else, so y'all already, so yeah, I'm glad to see it. Glad I'm not the only one, because as I was
So
feeling
soft. It's so soft.
it, okay, Crunchy, okay.
Okay, so back to the number 2
So
brush.
I don't know if y'all saw this. We are working out of the lid. We are not dipping into the powder. Don't like, just keep it in the lid. Very, see that? Probably not.
There's like next to nothing. So you can just see a little bit.
And so I'm just taking my brush and just kind of just going in very lightly. Okay. Yeah. Just very lightly.
Got a little
Okay.
lemon you bargained for there.
Just
You can
going
tap her
right
off.
back
Yep.
over the hand. This is the hand that takes all the crap. Yep.
Yep. This
Okay.
also really doubles nice as a dry shampoo because it absorbs oil so quickly.
Oh my gosh. All the hacks.
Versatility. It's a dream.
Versatility is the key to artistry. I'm telling you that right now. So, okay. So looking straight on, get as close as you can. So I'm gonna just kind of.
Yep, we can do whatever we need to do.
Okay. Brace yourselves. Okay. So I just kind of tapped off any excess. So rumor has it, you should, take your brush, dust on, just dust it, pack that powder on. But here's what you want to do. So if you look, you can see the areas that are kind of like transmitting light. Like you can see through here. Like I see where I've applied the highlighter, but then I see some areas where it's like that excess oil. So what you're going to do is you're just going to very lightly just take your brush and roll. That's how these brushes are really meant to be. It's not really for dusting as much as it is for rolling. They're very round and plump, and it just helps that powder to go in and just like absorb that oil to keep it very flawless, very fresh, and it smooths out the skin. When you are dusting, it's just kind of going everywhere. It's not really, and it's like making everything actually a little bit patchy. So this is where you kind of go in. We'll go in through the nose, just very softly rolling. Turn, roll, roll, roll.
If your mind is blown, tell us.
And
Tell us. I want to know because this blew my mind.
if you just look, I'm going over those glowy areas, but that look of the, it was definitely like when you're starting out, like I said, it's a building process. Very, very just like building softly. And you might, okay, so yes, this is kind of going slow at first, but I want you guys to really be able to absorb what's happening here. But on a day-to-day basis, like you just go through with that powder just in those areas, and you're just like rolling, 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 rolling.
Rolling on the river.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the rolling
You
river.
guys. So it still looks fresh and glowy and dewy, but that over oily area is just gone. I want people to be able to see your beautiful face too.
Oh goodness.
And you guys, so you know, the messages were going so fast and furious through the chat that there was no way to catch them all. There were probably, I don't know, there's 815 women on here. There were probably 815 comments.
Like it blown.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, I know everybody knows this. It's fine.
I know. No,
So that's
it's
cool.
totally different. You guys, my skin just looks so fresh and it feels so light.
And do you see the glow from within? Like that is really what's happening here, where it's like just that gorgeous glow that just looks like it's just that joyous glow. I mean, like literally, that's the only way I can describe it. Like it's not oily, it's not overly saturated in highlight. It is just the perfect blend of everything that it needs to be. And I'm really happy with the way that looks. So we'll keep it moving.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. I know. Time, you guys, we might be here for a little longer than an hour, so hang with us.
I think they'll stay. I think they're very intrigued.
Okay.
Lily, while she's working on the next step, would you just run through real fast the order of the products and the brushes she used one more time?
Yes, absolutely. So number 1 step was Smart Primer. She applied with her hands. Number 2 was the 2.5 foundation with the number 1 brush. And then she went in with the Warmth Restoration. You see that? I'm going to use that forever. Of the 6.0 with another number 1 brush. So she had 2 number 1 brushes. From there, you did Lush with the Plum Kiss lipstick. And then what is similar to the number 3 brush pinched together on the end. And then she went in with the highlight in the shade Lit with the number 5 brush. If you don't have highlight, it's not on our website yet, but it will be before the end of this month. I can tell you guys that. And then, let's see, then we just did the, concealer. We did L20 concealer with the number 6 brush. And then last but not least was the setting powder with the number 2 brush. So hopefully that helps.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think everybody's been typing it in there too, so hopefully everybody will catch up. And we are saving the chat, so we can always go in and share those notes too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And so up next, we're going in just back with the concealer brush. You can use your fingers. It really doesn't matter on this as much for the eyelid because we're just creating that base for the eyeshadow.
This just helps the shadow really lock on, be super pigmented, and kind of neutralizes the color. Is that right?
Yes, because if you're not using an eyeshadow primer, you do need one. People would ask me all the time, like, it's just an upsale, like you're just trying to, and I'm like, no, really, let me show you. And it's really the craziest thing in the world. And I can give you guys kind of a demo on that, but really it's important with any kind of powder, it needs something to adhere to other than just your skin because your skin produces natural oil. And so if you don't have that primer already, it definitely just helps to kind of keep that powder on and not creasing. That's crucial.
And another versatile product because we got rid of my dark circles and now we're gonna make my eyeshadow look smoking hot.
Yes. And I'm blending up to the brow. I mean, I really just want everything that I put on to be blended perfectly. So don't feel like you need to stay just on the eyelid. Take it up, take it out, because this is all just a big picture that's blended together. So yes, just use that concealer on the eyelid as your primer and you'll be set. So I'm not going to prime the other eye until I'm ready to move on to the other eye. Only because of the fact that that's just kind of how I work typically. And maybe I'm kind of thinking maybe for the sake of time, it would be good to just kind of
We can do that.
go
That's
differently to where I'm like going back and forth versus we'll just do it like that.
That's a really nice tip though. If you're at home doing your eye makeup, just work one eye at a time.
Yep. That's personally what I do, only because of the fact that when I have a photographic memory, so as I'm looking at one eye, I can copy paste it right to the other.
That's so cool. And if you guys have any questions about colors for your skin tone or skin type or the order of business here, your Crunchi advocate should be able to answer those questions for you and help you out. We're all a big team together. So if she doesn't know for sure, she'll ask somebody else and then she'll contact me or she'll contact Lisa and we'll make it all good for you guys. Make sure you have everything you need.
Everybody is being so helpful in the chat, Lily. You know
guys, I knew you would.
they're so good.
Are you ready for this?
So welcome to my TED Talk on peach Bellini.
Oh.
So literally peach Bellini, as I was using it, if you are not, look, it looks neon. I know you guys probably all know what peach Bellini looks like, but when I looked at it, it was like, she's bright. Let's use it. Let's see what happens. The ultimate transition shade. It blends perfectly. So it might seem intimidating, like that's a bit much, but I promise you, trust the process. Because I mean, I'm really going in. I'm going in like
she's got a lot.
We're packing it on. And so we're just gonna start. We're gonna start right in here, just on the outer part. And we're just gonna I'm just taking just a fluffy number 9 blending brush just to really and once again, soft. You just stay soft really on the eyes. Also where you're holding your brush. If you're holding like up here, you're automatically gonna wanna be more harsh. And it's really just important to hold from very far back on your brush. So that way you're just very softly dusting and the control is just so much better. Now it is a learning curve. When I first learned how to, holding your brush farther back, that was very hard for me. But once you get used to it, the control is so much better.
As I was watching her, I was like, again, mind blown for the 100th time at where she was holding her brush. I'm so used to holding it way down low. And now I'm like, well, now I know why my eyeshadow is never blended as beautiful as the work you're doing right now.
I mean, if you just I can't get over peach Bellini because that's when I say it is like the ultimate transition shade, it's very soft. And this sets the stage for your shadow, because with eyeshadow, you're literally creating a contour, a shadow, just to really accentuate. So we're just gonna pack that in. And so really, okay, your eye is broken into thirds. So from here to here, it's the brightest. So that front area here, from the inner tear duct to just about the middle, Let me see if you can see that. You can't, hold on, I'm coming around.
Okay, we're moving spots, guys. We're moving spots. Things are getting real.
So from the tear area, just like here, that's like 1/3, right? Like this is just the first portion here. So this part stays the lightest. You keep that very light. Now in the middle, this is where you want to go more medium. And you just want to keep it very softly blended into the light. So that medium shade, you only take it up just a very slight notch. Now on the outer, that's where we keep everything dark and smoky and I mean, even for an everyday, you really can still keep it very lightly dark, but just keep the dark only on the outer, not the inner, for an everyday.
Perfect.
Back to the regularly scheduled program.
It's okay. We can move wherever we need to.
Okay, so we're just going to.
Would this look also work well for a hooded lid?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with the transition shade, with hooded eyes, having a good transition color is crucial, because with a hooded eye, it's easy to go too dark. So if you start with a very light transition shade, peach Bellini is so versatile. I truly mean that. It is very versatile. And so with that, yeah, on a hooded eye, it would blend seamlessly just the same way, but you really want to start with a good transition shade.
Let us know in the comments if you guys would like to have Faith back for a whole class on eyes.
Yes, that definitely is a whole class. I have taught a full class just for eyes. Hello!
Everybody's a huge, gigantic yes. Is that even a question I saw?
You little angels. I love.
Okay, so a whole class on eyes will be scheduled in the future.
Okay, because I just wanted to kind of just place that. So,
Okay.
Before I get too crazy with it.
So for today, the look that she is doing is, would you say, good for pretty much every eye shape?
Oh yeah, it's definitely versatile because it's all about the blend. So starting with that transition color, especially for an everyday, you really want to keep it light because it's easy to go from everyday and you kind of accidentally ruin your day when you go too dark. And I know we've all been there where, for me personally, it's all in the winged liner. So if that winged eyeliner gets jacked up, I'm sorry, like canceled. Like, we're done. But yeah, so keeping it very light with the transition shade, using just a little bit of a dark shade, which is what I'm doing right now, right here.
I think that everybody would love to have that eye class, Lily. They're asking for that cat liner look as well, the hooded eyes. There's lots of requests for all different looks.
Awesome. I'll book her before she leaves. I'll back her into a corner so she can't say no.
Put me in Crunchi jail. I love it. I live for it. Okay, so for this.
So you're using palette 2, Shadow Bar Volume 2 with Peach Bellini is what we're working with here.
And also, I don't know if you guys can kind of see this, but Lily does actually have like a hooded eye. So, I mean, so as I'm like working and like this is, so I guess the real question is this good for just like any eye shape? The answer is definitely a yes, because with Lily's eyes here, you can see like with how I'm placing this, we're just gonna go like, open your eye for me. So just on this outer part here, we're just gonna smoke it just upwards into the transition shade. So that transition shade is gonna make everything look very balanced and very seamless.
Okay. Why can't I hear it?
So I'm packing, this is like, I'm just using kind of packing motions right directly into her actual like crease, but I'm really trying to keep it as upward and like as possible. And I'm watching where the bristles are going.
Lily, can you tell us again what that brush is that she's using right now?
Original.
I know that's one of the older ones. What would that be like?
It's most similar to number 8.
Number 8. Okay, that is the dense bristle brush. It is so good.
Yep. And she's using the brown tone from Shadow Bar Volume 2.
So that's the hazelnut.
Hazelnut. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, so this is the shade, not sure, but it's pretty.
It's perfect. It looks so good.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I love how that looks. So I mean, that's really soft. I think I would keep it just about that and then just go back in.
Oh yeah, that's just pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
There's a lot of people here.
There are.
So I'm going back in with Peach Bellini. So in the areas where I'm like, oh, well, we could just clean it up just a little bit, just right up in here, just to keep that very soft and seamless. Just kind of going over top of that brown just to make it look just extra soft.
Faith is very meticulous with her work. She would do something and then she'd do something else. And then she'd go back and do a little bit more. And I was like, oh my gosh, usually I'm just like, slap it on and forget it. But you can tell that it's really important to you to make it as perfect and blended as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So with this, I'm just very softly just kind of blending. I just took this, okay, what are the shades?
Linen. Linen is the lightest.
Okay, so yes, I'm taking just a little bit of linen on this number 7 brush just to kind of just blend everything together and just because I'm about to go in with my medium shade. So I'm not using Peach Bellini there in the middle just because I want to keep everything just very seamless and light. And you like with the Peach Bellini, that's just a little, it would be just a touch too dark for the middle part because we're wanting to keep it light to medium there on number 1, number 2.
While you're doing that, Faith, would you mind telling us if the other lipstick shades of Rosewood and Acai would be good on other skin tones and what they would be?
For lips or for cheeks?
For cheeks.
So here are the other 2. We can show her real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Too dark or too brown? What do you think?
So
this could be a whole nother TED Talk, guys.
Are you ready for another class?
Yeah, seriously, we're gonna need another class, huh?
I use both of them along with the Plum Kiss on my cheeks interchangeably. I love the different looks that they create.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I would be all over that. This for me would be my go-to blush.
Rose.
So for me, for more of like a tan skin where you want that Kim Kardashian kind of look, or you want just that like warm tan, sunny kind of feel as a blush and you don't want to go pink, definitely take it to the Rosewood. I live for Rosewood. That right there, yeah, that would be my signature shade for sure.
Beautiful. Okay, Nicole Hansen asked that question, and I thought it was a great one.
Yeah, that is.
And
good.
as far as acai goes, that would be really nice for, I mean, someone who's, for drama, for date night, or someone who's dark complected. That would be a beautiful, beautiful shade with, you know, just with some highlight over top of it, just to, that would be captivating.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, and then just raise your brows for me just a little bit. So up next, I'm just gonna go in with just a little bit of, where'd she go? Here she is. So linen for me didn't have, oh wait, no, where's she?
Champagne. You can keep them
She's
open
the
if you
one.
want.
Yes. I'm like,
Or you could
sorry.
grab the highlight again too. I can't remember which one you grabbed the other day. Which is the shade for dark skin? Acai, Alina. Yes, so much versatility, Carly. You're so right.
okay.
Is this more smart primer?
No, well, it's about to be actually. So
Okay.
let me see. And then just pull back just a little. So I mean, it's literally the tiniest amount, and it's going on your inner corner.
So cool.
So fun fact, the inner corner, you want to keep it super light, but when you add, just like say just on a day where you're not doing eyeshadow, pop on just a little bit of highlight or a little bit of a bright shimmer eyeshadow on your inner corner, because when the light catches it, it might not look like anything when you're in the house, but when the light catches it, if you're outside or in really harsh lighting, it will amplify and automatically brighten the color of your eyes. So that inner corner part, getting just a high impact shimmer or a high voltage kind of like highlighter, just stick on just a little bit, just right on the inner corner.
Just make it look nice and bright.
Yes. Yes. And then
The number 8 brush would probably be perfect for that, right, Lily?
Yeah, I think you're using your finger though, aren't you?
mm-hmm.
So packing on the shimmery shade on the inner corner with your finger is going to give you a little bit more color payoff.
Yes, it'll give you more color payoff, and it tends to just kind of stick better when you're using a glitter. You don't really want to use a brush. You definitely would want to use your finger for that, just because it glides on better, gives more of a metallic kind of feel. It's just really nice that way. But then what I do is I typically go back in with like a brush, and with your transition shade, you can use that kind of all over, but it's important as you're building to keep it light. But anywhere that you want to use just a little transition, just go in with a little peach Bellini.
Love it.
Okay, right there. Okay, see if you can get it just a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I want to like put you under a microscope. So you can see here, just taking just a little bit of that peach Bellini and blending it right in there to the linen or champagne. Well, actually it's both. So
You like the champagne for the shimmer part though,
oh,
right?
I love it. It has the sparkle, which is kind of that light reflected technology. So it catches onto the sparkle, which automatically really brightens up the eye. So for an everyday kind of look, this is definitely kind of more what we're going for. Everything's nice and lifted and very soft. I'll go in with a little bit more of a darker eyeshadow towards after we've done mascara, because that's a whole nother blending moment that we're all gonna have together. So
yeah. Okay, perfect. Do you want to put on mascara then, or we still need
we're
to do
just
the other
gonna go back to the other eye.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I'm so used
so
to
the total colors that she used were Shadow Bar Volume 2, Peach Bellini, and Champagne.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we just kind of copy paste.
Mm-hmm. And she used all 3 Crunchi eyeshadow brushes. If somebody wants to pop the numbers in the comments there. So light. It's so funny, when she opened up Peach Bellini, she's like, oh, love. And I was like, really? That is hands down my least used eyeshadow shade. And she's like, girl, you're crazy. She's like, here are all the reasons why it's perfect. And it blew my mind. And now I can't wait to use it.
I mean, it's seriously just the perfect, it's the perfect base. I mean, like, get in close again. Like, and just kind of turn. Because it looks so soft and like, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Just put it on. It is the ultimate transition shade and it looks so natural. It looks unbelievably matte and like natural. But if you're using any kind of brown, that peachy tone is very soft and like skin. So that way your browns don't look like in pictures, it doesn't look like a harsh brown. It just looks like smoky, soft. Like it just looks so pretty. So pretty.
And I believe somebody can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I'm having trouble looking and reading and talking and having my eyeshadow done at the same time. I believe Hostess Rewards at a certain class get a free peach Bellini when you share Crunchi with your friends and family. So I'm just gonna throw it out there.
That is one of the rewards.
That's an ultimate reward.
So on this eye, I'm just gonna go in
Number
with the number 8, just because I really want to kind of get into this crease here. It's just a little, I mean, very like teeny tiny bit deeper. So I really want to be able to blend out that detail and just make it look super like kind of airbrushed. You really want that to be kind of the feel of your eyeshadow is almost like airbrushed on to where it doesn't look like powder. It just looks like it's a part of your skin. That's really that's the goal. And just look at how I'm just taking that right along her lash line, taking it right up into the inner crease there. And, you know, as I'm like applying.
Just like my face makeup, this is infinitely lighter handed than I would typically do my shadow. And I'm sure that's why this looks so much softer and better blended than what I typically bring to the table.
Bringing the glam.
Yes, I'm bringing something. I'm bringing a heavy hand typically.
You know, what's interesting though, is as we're looking at you, Lily, it's not like, oh my gosh, I love your makeup. It's just like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful.
Isn't that just so striking though? Like that's one of my all-time, I remember I was out somewhere. It was an unforgettable moment. I think I was picking my little sister up from school and there was just a mom there that went to go and she was just picking her kid up. And I just remember like staring like the world's weirdest creep and just sitting there just staring because it didn't look like makeup. It just looked so soft. Like you couldn't see lines. You couldn't see, you know, like lines as in where the color started and ended. Like it was just so seamless. And I just remember thinking like, how? And then, you know, master classes later, I'm like, that's it.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your tips and tricks and techniques with us, Faith. And it sounds like you've already got some appointment requests that have been put in. Karen West already has something in your inbox, I think, probably others too.
It's so fun. And you guys, I'm kind of scared of the idea of permanent makeup. But if I were going to trust somebody to go that route for me, it would hands down be this woman.
Oh, I really appreciate that because it is definitely, that is my current addiction. It's the process. It's so beautiful and everybody's intimidated and nervous at first, but once it's done, it is absolutely captivating, just so beautiful.
And very soft, very soft look.
And the idea of waking up with makeup.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like a dream to me too.
Yes. So cool. I gotta keep these open. I gotta learn.
They're asking about what kind of permanent makeup that you do, Faith.
So I just got certified today for lip blush. Lip blush is basically permanent lipstick. So if you have a shade that you love, like I was mauve, I am the essence of mauve. But for me, I do the permanent lipstick and I also do aquarelle, which is like a watercolor lip. So it looks like a soft lip stain. It doesn't look like a harsh lipstick, which is really nice. And so, yeah, the aquarelle is a beautiful technique and it's very soft, very elegant. And the next day it kind of makes it look like you woke up with lip injections, which who doesn't love that? Just saying, sorry, that's maybe just me personally. But my model yesterday was just so like jumping out the door so excited because her lips had never looked that good. And she had, you know, some moments of like some little areas where it was just imperfect, where she wanted her Cupid's bow defined, etc. So yeah, I do that, and I do the powder brows, which
are different than microblading, I learned, which is very interesting. I would consider it about the same as like a tattoo ink. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, similar, because
Okay.
with tattoo ink, that has a tendency to turn green or like black, whereas this is a cosmetic pigment that is meant to like enhance, like it has some like color correcting to where it just matches your skin tone. So powder brows are actually micropigmentation. It's micropigmentation of the brows. So it's literally just, instead of creating hair strokes, it just fills in your brow with a machine versus actually slicing open the skin with a scalpel.
Oh, wow.
So the machine is much more, what would the word be? Like, it's just less traumatic. It's less traumatic on the skin. So the healed results are flawless. So definitely look into it if you're interested. It's something that is, you know, the people who have never let anybody touch their face, I'm the one that they go to. So
I mean, I think we can all agree we understand why. She is a true artist. It was something that's going to be there for a long time. You'd want somebody you trust.
Absolutely. Somebody else is asking, are all the shadows being blended up to the brow or just to the crease?
So with the dark brown that I used, which was, I believe, the hazelnut, with the hazelnut, I kept the hazelnut in the crease, but then I blend with that blending brush that has peach Bellini. I just kind of blend that into that darker shade because it just keeps everything super soft and airbrushed. And then I took a little bit of lit and just used the brush that I used to kind of pack that shadow on the inner part. I just used that with lit and just put it just softly in the brow bone, which I
think that's the number 7 brush, you guys.
Gorgeous.
This is so fun.
Very soft. Yeah.
Perfect. And so if you guys were going to do all of this, they could probably whip this out in 15 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
Once you get going. We're just having so much fun chit-chatting. Sometimes things take a little longer, right? She is in, do you live in Enid, Ohio? Her salon is Enid, Ohio.
Yep. And I just today accepted an internship at Renew Image Med Spa and Training Center. So that's really exciting too. So I'll also be taking clients there in Liberty Township. So that's super cool. So yeah, that'll be super fun.
It's awesome.
So I'm gonna take a little bit of the faux suede here, and I'm just gonna kind of take that very lightly on the lower lash line right before I do mascara. Just gonna kind of, you don't want it super heavy. I mean, like literally we're just gonna take any excess off. Look up. And look at that. Very, very softly. And you're not bringing it all the way in because you have to remember we're amplifying this with light. So I'm gonna go over this area here in the tear duct. We're going to bring in just a little bit of highlight in that area. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of hazelnut as well, just to give it that brown.
So the brush she's using is like very similar to our number 10 brush, but we're going to save this one for brows.
Oh yeah, and that just gives it that very, very soft smoky brown. And like, I want you to see too, I'm like blending out. I'm just kind of like flicking outward.
Is that under the lash or on the waterline?
This is under the lash. Yeah, you don't want to take this on the waterline. Just keep it definitely just right in the lashes and below.
Perfect.
I feel like I'm
Kelly
now.
You are.
Is she using that in place of eyeliner?
You can. Yeah, you could do eyeliner and then smoke it out with a brush, or you can just use the powder. I personally love the look of the powder just underneath because it's like, it really gives that airbrushed look, and it's easy to go too much with eyeliner sometimes. So with powder, it's very blendable and like just like that right there. When it went on, it looked like eyeliner, but as I blended out, just a very soft, smoky powder that accentuates the eye shape.
Ooh, I like that.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Pretty.
All in the details.
Yes.
So, up next, we're just gonna, where is she?
Do you want me to do my mascara and you can take a couple
Let me
questions?
see. Yeah, that would be perfect. I'm trying to think, do I wanna? No, we'll save that for the holiday moment.
Okay, we'll save it for the holiday moment. This is a great first question to start with. Are you going to do a winged eyeliner for your holiday look?
Am I?
I don't know. Is she?
Lily, am I?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I think I could take on that challenge. Yes, I would
think
love
you
to.
could too.
Because I think just a little fox eye moment would be gorgeous for this.
And,
So,
and when she practiced it too, she did not use eyeliner. You did a little mixing magic and it was wonderful. You can scroll up here if you want to and let's see if there's more. There's winged eyeliner. Let's see. Any eyeliner on the upper lash line. Do you like doing that typically?
I love it. Tight lining is the key for if you have like, say like your eye shape is like very hooded and you feel like you don't have a lot to work with, but you're like, man, I just really want a winged liner. Do some tight lining, just taking it right up on your inner lash line up top and just line that with like a black or deep brown liner. Then from there, you would just take, which I'll show you how to, I'll show you how to execute that. But then, so you'll do the tight lining and then very softly just give a soft flick for the actual wing.
For the winged look. Oh boy. Tips for nearsighted glasses wearers. Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh, so for that, I mean, I think more so for that, it really just depends because it honestly, if you're trying to, my brain kind of like froze there for a minute. Nearsighted glasses wearer. So is that
Yeah,
like,
that's a tricky one.
I mean, is that just glasses in general, or is that like, I'm envisioning like the glasses that are like very like magnifying.
I know, me
and
too.
I don't know if that's exactly it, but if you wear glasses, really make sure to pack on any light and don't stay too dark because those glasses are going to be kind of like hiding your eyes. So keeping it bright and just really packing on like, well, not packing on mascara, but getting the technique down with your mascara, with the roll and lift, that really makes a huge difference overall. And it helps to just really curl the lashes without having to curl them, which I totally kind of forgot about, which it makes all the difference in the world. So if you're not doing the lift and twist, it's something you have to get used to. You have to get used to it because it is a learning curve. But
if you want to show the lift and twist with this, you can.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that.
And you can even hold it up. Do you want to actually put it on me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Here we go.
So with the lift and twist, I can show you here,
Oh boy.
which she already has her first layer on. That's totally fine. But the lift and twist is where your lash wand. So the wand was created not to just go up, which most people do. They just kind of go up. But as you lock your wand into the lashes, you want to twist because that's how they were created. They were created to be rolled upwards to give that curl. So if you see a mascara that's like, it has all this curling and all this, that, and the other, it's not in the formula, it's how you use it. Mm-hmm. So you have to really just roll that mascara upwards as it's in your lashes, which it is a learning curve. But once you get used to it, it really lifts and locks the lashes upwards.
Very interesting.
So just look down.
Look down.
Okay, do you feel the wand locked?
Uh-huh.
And then we're just gonna twist.
Well, I'll be darned.
And roll that.
Twist and roll, friends.
And you'll feel it like kind of cycling through your lashes. So if you're wanting drama, you're wanting curl, you're wanting the va-va-voom, it all comes from the lift and twist.
The lift and twist.
So the twist component is like, as it's, you lock it kind of into your lash line. And so the twist is literally like you're rolling your wand into your lashes. So it's brushing the lashes through and locking them upwards.
Rolling outwards, like out this way? Like back towards the eye.
Back towards the eye. Yep.
Okay. Very
so
cool.
Yeah. automatic, yeah, definitely makes a difference. And like if you look like super up close, you can see her front lashes are much more open. Her eyes are just so much more like, yeah.
Mascara brings me to life. I no longer feel like a panda bear, like without the black circles, you know? So, yep, lift and twist. Perfect. Do you think I should do one more? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a panda bear?
Yeah, that image is in my head now with the panda without the black circles.
Yeah, that's me without mascara. That's how I feel.
I love that. Okay.
Okay.
I love it so much. Okay, so you'll lock it into the root, like right where the root starts, you'll just start to twist.
If you
Do
guys
you feel
have,
that?
yeah.
I can like,
Yeah, I mean, it really locks in. If you guys have other class ideas as well, so we know you guys would love to see eyes, but if there are other things, feel free to put it in the chat bar.
and look up. Holy smoke. Okay, do that, but then like look up.
Big lashes.
Look at what we're working with.
Yay! So fun! Winged eyeliner tutorial. Your wish may be granted this evening. Is that what you were thinking about doing a little bit of? Yeah,
I think we should. I think we should. I think that should be the look. Now do your lower lashes. Just very lightly. Just kind of do just a little on your lower lashes
a
there.
on my lower lashes. I'm using my phone camera here.
I just don't want to get it. Oh.
And if so I'm really a very messy mascara applicator, applier. Do you have any tips for ways to keep it off of someone's eyelid or underneath their eyes? Or is it just one of those things where it might happen, you might have to
It's one of those things. Yeah, you just keep like little, there's even, I would have to send you a link, but it's on Amazon. There's these, it's not like a Q-tip because like with a Q-tip that can take off like a big old patch of your eyeshadow and everybody hates that. So, but there's like these smaller ones that are specifically for it to kind of clean up in a very like small areas. So, you know, where you're like, so the tip, it's not like a Q-tip. It's a very, very fine tip. It's got like a very small piece of like cotton on it. And you can just go through with that and just take off, and it completely just takes off any like little mascara flakes or anything like that. And it just kind of goes through like a little vacuum and just takes them off. It's great. And it comes in like a huge pack.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be good.
Awesome. We will find out what they're called. I'll have her send you a link if she remembers.
Yep.
We'll pass it
We
along.
asked if there's a way to keep the mascara from flaking off. And we have found that the brow gel, did Faith talk about that, Lily?
Not yet. I'll do a quick code. I don't know if did we do this with Jen, but our brow gel locks on your mascara so well.
Yep.
So I just focus it on the tips. I don't know if that's like a worldwide makeup hack or if it's just something we do at Crunchi.
It pretty much is, yeah. So usually with any kind of brow gel, it's an adhesive. It really gives that like hairspray kind of feel. So technically it's like kind of hairspraying on your mascara, which who doesn't love that? That's definitely a necessity. So if you're sick and tired of the flaking, the smudging, etc., just maybe try just a little bit of that brow gel and see where that takes your life because I'm sure it will take it up a notch for sure.
It will. It's a game changer. I always do it. It's been my favorite thing.
So up next
Brows?
in my line of fire, brows. Yes, that is my specialty. I'm very excited.
I can't wait for this.
We're just gonna go in. Let me see, look at me straight on. Oh girl, this is about to be a moment. I'm excited. Keep in mind, I've never done Lily's makeup before. This is the first time.
This is it, you guys. So she's got the number 10 brush in her hand, which has a spoolie wand on the end. And it feels as though you are brushing up.
Yep. So with the front hairs, I'm kind of brushing up and kind of sideways because I really want those to be pronounced. And so we're just gonna brush those up and I'm kind of pulling them towards me just a little because I really want those like up and kind of spiky. Love the look of that. And then I'm just gonna go in with, I gotta get you color matched. I think I'm just gonna start off with maybe, what do you typically use?
The faux suede is usually a pretty good match for me.
That's what I was thinking because I wasn't sure that you would want to go totally black.
Yeah, I mean, if that's typically what I'll start with. And then if you need to do a little black from the Shadow Bar Volume 2, which she had as well, then we can too. Oh, I'm so glad that was a good tip for you. The brow gel makes a huge difference. raffle off who gets to be the next model. That's what somebody just said.
The Faith's next top model. I love that. Yes, it's time. Okay, so in the realm of brows, so if you're using an angled brush to do your brows and you feel like you hate them, it's all about placement and the way that the brush is constructed. It is you want to make sure here at this very top peak point, there you can see the very top peak, the highest point of the brush, that is what's going to give you that chiseled look. But it's a matter of actually, I'll show you as I'm doing it, but you really want to focus when you're bringing out that sharp tail, you really want to make sure that you're only using that part there. Otherwise it will come out with your tail more rounded. So keeping it sharp, chiseled, and fierce is the key to
Sharp, chiseled, and fierce.
You know, I'm like, yes.
Make the magic happen.
So just tilt back.
Are you starting on the top or the bottom?
So I'm keeping the front here extremely soft. I just want to keep that as soft as possible. So I'm starting at the bottom, just like when I do the micro shaded brows. You really want to keep this bottom part very pronounced and sharp, whereas the top stays very soft and just kind of like stardust. You want it to be very just soft and not super constructed at the top to where it just looks painted on. You want it to have that soft powder look. Mm-hmm. So we're just starting off heavy at the bottom. You know, for this, you're gonna go back to the primer. I'm sorry, she's coming out. I just want to see.
We love us some primer here. Stacy, good question. And currently, because it's not in stock, and so we wanted to show something that was very versatile. So I do have a dark brown brow pomade, which is what I typically use every day in between this. But because not everybody has access to a dark brown brow pomade right now, we wanted to show you how you can achieve a really beautiful brow just between the Smart Primer and the shadow.
Keep in mind, I did not know that that was the pomade sitting there. So I just kind of was like, okay, it's time for the primer to make her grand debut all over again. Here we go. Yep, that's it. Right there. Perfect.
I also saw, does it bother you when I talk?
No, not at all.
I saw someone ask in the comments if you were wearing Crunchi makeup at all today. And Faith was just introduced to Crunchi just a few days ago, but her foundation tonight
is the Crunchi foundation. And I love this foundation.
I mean, that's saying a lot from somebody who's used to only top-notch luxury brands.
Right. And I felt totally comfortable coming on camera with all you guys. And as I was like looking at it in the mirror and just like checking, oh, also I don't have on concealer. So that's a fun little fact. And I've also got, I've got severe pigment through here. And I've got, just little blemishes kind of all throughout, but that did a very great job, just kind of packing on and just kind of very softly blending out. It's very seamless.
It looks beautiful on her.
Thank you. I'm kind of like mapping you out in my head. So, okay, I want this to be.
So I've always been told that like the inner tear duct straight up is where you start your brow. And then through your pupil, like in the line from your nose is where your arch is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's exactly.
And then if you go out to the like outer corner of your eye, that's where your brush would end.
Yep.
Oh, I was giving
that's
good information.
That's what I do in my permanent makeup. Yep. That's exactly how I map.
Perfect.
Faith Christie said, I haven't been able to stop staring at how beautiful Faith is.
Oh, goodness.
She's a ray of sunshine. I wasn't joking around, guys.
Somebody had actually tagged me in a post and said, tag someone you know that is the human or the human version of sunlight. And it blew up and everybody was sharing it and saying, Faith Allen, Faith Allen, Faith Allen. And I was like,
what a compliment.
It really was.
Good.
You really are, though.
Faith, what shade foundation are you wearing?
So, see, it was the one that Jen, 2.5. Yeah, so isn't that what you have on too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally we're wearing the same shade.
Yep.
I just love me some bronzer. So I'm real warm looking, but it's just because I am human bronzer. So
yeah. Faith came here tonight without makeup on, and I was like, oh my goodness. And she's like, I know, I just love bronzer. I was like, me too.
Yes.
Okay, we need another explanation of how you're using the primer in the brows.
I'm gonna show them on your hand.
Yeah, so I have like just a little, oh gosh, yeah, there's a lot going on this hand. So right here is just the primer with just the powder. And so I'll dip into the powder and then I'll kind of like go beside the primer. So I'm not like mixing it directly in, but kind of keeping it side by side. And so, yeah, I just kind of dip in that way and then just kind of use the brush to blend. So the spoolie there just kind of blends that pomade kind of feel like right through, just to kind of keep everything really soft and natural.
Yep.
Perfect. And just to confirm, that's faux suede, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
How long does it take you to do your brows now that you have them like down to a science?
Oh my gosh, it's literally, so for today, usually I just do hair strokes. I love a bushy brow. For me personally, that does not look good on everybody, but for me it does. I just love that like fierce, confident brow that's kind of like, my brows enter the room before I do. I love that for me. So, but yeah, so it typically takes me, that's actually like the shortest thing for me because I'm so used to doing my brows a million types of ways. I've shaved off my eyebrows entirely before because I've done a lot of theatrical looks.
Oh wow.
But yeah, for the most part, it usually like as of tonight, like, it really took me, I would say for each brow, it was like 2 minutes each.
Wow. So there's hope for all of us.
Oh, there is. Don't ever come at me talking about you hate your eyebrows and that there's no hope, because there's always a solution, because I've had to find solutions many times for myself.
I can't wait to look at it. I have such high anticipation to get a look at this baby.
Oh, it's so good. It's giving me life.
Ooh, baby. That's a brow.
She's ready.
It's
a
brow. Any solutions for naturally bushy eyebrows?
Embrace them.
Yes, I love them.
So brush them, gel them, just fill in with like a tinted brow gel. Just use, I mean, oh my gosh, I really am passionate for bushy brows because I've never been able to grow mine out right to where I want them. But with like bushier brows, it's all about the shape. So shaping them and just using a clear or tinted brow gel, really, it does wonders. So I'm really focusing on that end point there to really keep that sharp. I don't think I want to add any black. Did you like the color? You could kind of,
yeah, I think it looks perfect.
And up at the top, I am kind of really brushing out because you really have to keep those fronts soft, very, very soft and fluffed.
Let me see.
It's just makeup.
And just getting close.
That looks amazing. So we have a question too, Faith. What would you recommend for a platinum blonde that literally has to draw her brows on? I'm trying to get my sister off the Kylie Jenner stuff.
Come see me.
Yeah.
Because I just did a blonde who has like, she had brows, they were just bright white. And it was a full transformation. It was one of those life-changing moments for sure. Because if you're not finding, because a lot of shades there's not a lot of shades out there for platinum blondes. But if you want to get them custom created, that's something that I do. But if you're not wanting to go that route, any kind of, you'd have to really look at some eyeshadow shades, maybe expand into that direction, and kind of that kind of thing. Just keep it light, maybe a brow gel, tinted brow gel would be really good.
Monthly classes with Faith. I love that idea. Someone said I have one Gucci brow and now I need 2 Gucci brows. I do. That brow this one needs a little love. Yeah, you guys, I think this is so helpful. And I hope that you guys are leaving tonight with just a handful of life-changing application tips and tricks.
Yes.
It's going to be way more than a handful. I can guarantee you that. I think it would be fun to have a thread, Lily and BB, and just jot down everything that we learned through this class, because it's been incredible.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I was so nervous that all you guys are going to be like, okay, like, we knew this. Like, so I'm really glad that this has been kind of a moment for everybody to just absorb and kind of to demystify everything that, you know, you might have heard from influencers or just, you know, in general. And, you know, I know how it feels to go into a Sephora and feel like you're just kind of a target to be sold something. So it's really about the application process, and everybody should have that chance to, you know, learn that. So I'm glad it's been something that has been highly anticipated.
Yes, and appreciated too. So Lily, what's your thing about that with the eyebrows? There's somebody on here, Gina said, I can't get them to match even when I get them shaped. They literally grow completely differently. So state your truth.
Aren't they supposed to be sisters, not twins? Is that true, Faith? Or are they
Depends
supposed to
on
be
who
twins?
you're asking.
Oh, see, I would say, because I'm not good at them, they're supposed to be sisters, not twins. You're
Mine
good.
are like stepbrothers, I mean, naturally, but you know, we bring them close. Like
Yeah.
they become twins by the time I'm done with them. Like that's just kind of, I mean, but some days, I mean, it just depends. It really depends. So for the most part, when doing makeup, they don't have to be totally, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. I'll tell you that. That is something that has been learned, like in all my classes, nobody has like a perfectly symmetrical face. So your bone structure is also not symmetrical. So if they're growing differently, it might not even be the hair pattern. It could be your actual bone structure. So don't be too hard on yourself. Really embrace whatever you've been given and, you know, shape to the best you can, but don't be hard on yourself. That's the biggest thing, because at the end of the day, you can put the makeup on, but it's really about how you own it, how you wear it. And you walk out and you just embrace whatever you have and just get to that point where you can look at who you are and really embrace that. So
I love it so much.
I think that's called crunchy swagger, right?
That's what Kelly Weston would call it. Or Kelly Croysler.
Stacy said she's on her 4th page of notes.
Oh my goodness.
Stacy,
She's taking this seriously.
she's in college right now.
Yeah, she's gonna go step by step tomorrow. How fun.
Let me see that.
We might have bit off more than we could chew in one evening. I can hear Oliver, Mom.
Can you? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going through to see if there were any other notes or any other comments that I could share.
No, that's perfect. Thank you for moderating. That worked out really well. Okay, check that out. Ooh la la! 2 Gucci brows.
Yes.
2 Gucci brows. I love it. So would you say that this look would look just as good on maybe like a young teen who's getting ready to learn how to do makeup, as well as mature skin? So mom in the morning, she's gonna go do her makeup just like this and it would work out great. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's easy breezy then. Makes it super simple. Somebody said stop and take a selfie. Are we gonna do anything to the lips?
Yeah.
Hold on. Like, don't you take that
Hold
selfie.
the program.
Originally you had done rosewood, I think, on Jen for the everyday.
Yeah, definitely. I was
That one?
instantly looking for rosewood.
Okay. And I've got some lip gloss applicators there if you want those. So we're gonna round out the everyday look with rosewood. She's not gonna do eyeliner for every day. She did the faux suede under my eyes and eyeshadow. I saw somebody else while you're doing lips. I'll ask first.
Yeah.
You're like, this is not gonna work, like being at the dentist and they ask you a question. If you would do a brow just like this for every day, like would you do this much for just a quick every day? For somebody
Honestly, I would say yes, only because of the fact that your brows are the frames to your eyes, and the eyes are the windows of the soul. So for me, personally as an artist, those frames are right there. And I mean, it really, it sets a statement. And the thing is that with the holiday brow, I'm not going to go any more dramatic than this. because it's all about balance. And so you really want to just let your brows be, you know, her brows are naturally like a black color. So I keep that like that brown, just like right where it's at. And so you don't want to go much more bold than this. I mean, if you wanted to create hair strokes, you could do that. But I think for just an everyday kind of quick fill in, this would be perfect.
Thank you for the sweet words, friends.
Yeah, I love this rosewood.
Chelsea, that's funny that your dog can hear the bird too.
I'm having flashbacks to when my mom used to do my red lipstick for dance recitals. When I was little.
Oh, I love that. Very light light on the lips. Just
I
kind of like
love
a
it.
kiss of color is really all you need.
Color. She's using just a little lip gloss applicator, which is what I typically use to apply my lipstick to, just because it's not, I just get really messy sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna
Hello.
stand up here quick.
Oh yeah, there you go. I need to move on my
Perfect. All right, I grabbed a couple, so I'll be able to share those with you guys. Now, if we were going to dress this up with just a couple steps, since we are well over our time frame, because this has been so much fun. I'm also going to plug in my computer here so that we don't lose anybody. A couple steps to take this look and glam it up to a more holiday.
So what I would do is I would go in with just the bronzer. So this is the C50. This is a good way to be versatile. You could also go in if you wanted to have just a little bit more intensity. I feel like this will blend a lot better on the eyes. So I'm just dipping in with my fluffy brush here. And then we're just gonna take this, we're just gonna really bring it in to where it's going a little darker up in this area here, but not too much to where it's like closing off her eyes.
So dressing up a look is most well done with some eyeshadow glam, yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Just adding, really dressing up a look really comes down to just adding just a little bit more depth and intensity on the eyes. You can as well on the lips, but really it's best to kind of do one or the other. So if you're gonna do a bold lip, keep an everyday look on the eyes. If you're gonna do a vice versa, that's really it's all about balance, really.
So no bronzer on the face, just the warmth with the foundation, or are you also going to apply to my face?
It totally depends on the person. I am going to do just a little, just at the very final thing. I'm just going to do just a little bit of the bronzer, but really it's not necessary. So it really just kind of depends on the person.
Lily, as far as your personal opinion about somebody that has 4.0 foundation, that contour color may be 8.0, or you think 7.0?
Well, we go 8.
Go 8?
Yep. Yeah, that would be a really nice sister shade.
That's what I was thinking too.
And she's
Gorgeous.
actually using a little more faux suede. And it feels like the number 8 brush. It's nice and dense. Yep. So on the outer corners. Ooh, I like that.
And I'm also taking it and just sweeping it lightly across her lashes here. Look up. And also just on the lower lash line to blend in right into those corners. So that darker shade, I am bringing up, close your eyes for me, and I am bringing kind of more up and out.
You guys, I was kind of joking about the Sleeping Beauty thing at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure that's how I'm going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Just try to like not move my face.
Okay.
I think my biggest takeaways are light-handed, and also less is more with the way I do my face makeup typically. For deep set eyes, oh, I think this would look gorgeous on deep set eyes, don't you think? More eyeshadow tips in another tutorial. Perfect.
Yes.
And
Close your eyes.
You guys, I'm so impressed. There's still 524 people on this call.
Because it's good.
Because it's good.
Loaded with tips and tricks.
I would just do, for this, I'm gonna do just a very soft, here she is. Okay.
So with Jen, I think you grabbed the primer and the eclipse, and that's how you were doing your winged look, right?
With this though, with your eyes, I don't know that I want to go full on black. I'm gonna do like a blackish brown. So I really want to create like a smoky brown versus just a harsh black or like a grayish black. I feel like that warm brownish black will look really nice.
Nice. So how would you decide for somebody, if you could make it kind of general, who's going to do the black eyeliner and who's going to do better with like more of a warm blacky brown like you're creating?
So if you're more cool toned to where you're like very like bright white, very cool, kind of more of a like an icy kind of tone, then you would want to do black. Whereas if you are more of that warm tone and you're going with the warm bronzy, rock it out with a warm black, like blackish brown.
Okay, perfect.
That's going to warm up your eye color too, because you've got that, like your eyes are more of like a deep blue. And so with that deep blue, you really want to counteract it with brown. And that's a whole nother thing in color theory, where if your eyes are darker, you want to use warmer tones. So let me see. Open your eyes for me. And then close. Look at me straight on. And close.
Somebody said that they're having fun watching the numbers of followers on your Facebook page increase, Faith.
Oh my goodness, you angel. Well, that means the world to me. I really appreciate that.
Isn't that the greatest compliment?
Seriously, that seriously just made my night.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate that.
Somebody asked about tips how to prevent eyeliner lines on the eyelid for oily skin after using my Alibi as eye primer. I really think, and tell me if I'm wrong, Faith, but the setting powder, don't you think just pressing that in should help with that?
You're dead on. That's it. That is your secret. That is my secret. That is our little secret.
I've never had a cat eye in my life.
Swear to me right now, Lily.
I swear.
I'm having a moment.
This is exciting, you guys. So she's using primer and then a mixture of 2 different browns and the number 10 brush. And we're creating a winged liner. Is that what's happening?
It is exactly it. And keep in mind, this is definitely kind of an experiment because I wanted to see how this would look on you. And everybody can pull off a winged liner. Don't come at me saying you can't, because everybody can. It's just a matter of how you do it. So open.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay,
Open.
so you experiment with this side, and then when we do the other side, will you talk through what you're looking at and how to decide how far out to go and all those things?
Yes.
It's happening? Okay.
It's happening. And it's a little, that is, the one thing I can tell you about a winged liner is it takes practice, it takes frustration, it takes patience, it takes time. But at the end of the day, get in there. Like really get in there and like look.
Oh, I feel so sassy. You guys,
so it really widens her eyes. Now keep in mind, I didn't take it all the way in. We just kind of smoked it out to where we kept it soft and it didn't look super intense, super bold. It has that warm, smoky feel. And it just really, and now once I add bronzer, it's really going to.
So she's got faux suede, a little bit of the hazelnut from the palette too. Again, we're using the same general eyeshadows and just glamming it up. And then she mixed with the Smart Primer that came out, I think, for like the 10th time tonight.
Yes, that's like literally, look, it's been just living.
It's just been hanging out there. Just hanging out there.
I think my problem with the packaging is the fact that I love, it's so satisfying hearing that snap shut.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of palettes don't have that snap. And so I love, it's so luxurious to have that.
Yes. Lori, Faith loved the primer and was raving about it so much the other day that I just left one with her. I said, just keep this.
Yeah, and that's been
Said,
my
"You
only
need it."
goal.
I need to go clubbing tonight, said Jane. That is funny.
So it does take patience, it takes time, but okay, so open your eye. So as I was looking at Lily's eye shape, and tilt your head back, and can you like get up super close, like get up as close as you can, tilt your head back, close your eyes. Like it's very like if you looked at her straight on, open your eyes and look directly into the camera, it's very like, I don't even know how to necessarily describe it, but really with her eye shape, because she has more of a hooded eye, the way, close your eyes for me, the way I connected that wing was very like triangular and like instead of being like a very short, her eyes need like a longer liner versus like a small wing. That small wing would disappear. So if you do just more of an accentuated liner, don't be intimidated. You have to experiment. You have to experiment. Go bold. Try it out. If you hate it, take it off. But don't always go super small because you're wanting to keep it. Because I feel like for her, for like a date night, this wouldn't look too extreme with a very soft, like glossy lip. It would be just flawless.
Practice makes perfect is
Yes,
the name of the game here.
that
I think,
really,
guys.
truly.
Yes, and on Faith, her wing is gorgeous because you can, I mean, when you look at her eyes, you can see all her eyeshadow, right? When you look at me, you can only see what's up above my brow bone when you just look straight on. So little short strokes is what I'm picking up.
And then open your eyes. Okay, and then close. Yeah, that the primer, I live by the primer for sure.
Jamie Wright said, let's do a 9 a.m. makeup power hour tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, how fun would that be? Everybody gets on and practices their winged eyeliner.
I never get tired of winged liner. It's so fun to do.
Do you do it on the majority of your clients?
Just about, if not a super, sometimes I'll do a super smoky, sometimes I'll do just a very soft. Let me see. Close. Just keeping everything super blended at the front. You don't want it to be super harsh. You want to keep it very dramatic just there towards the end, and in the middle it starts to soften, and then by the front it's very soft. Ooh. Close. Let me see that. Yes. Yay! I just really want to chisel out.
Somebody just asked if I have the new lid. I do not. It'll be in my mailbox very soon. The luminescent shade is called Glow.
I'm gonna run away to Vegas and get married to this primer. So if you guys need me, I just used it to sharpen this wing, and like, look at that. I'm just gonna go back in and just, you have to play with the angle. And look at me again. Open your eyes and close.
The wand that you're using to clean up, is that empty or does that have something on it?
It has the primer on it.
Oh, it's the perfect. How long does it take you to do your wing liner? Is it just like a whoop now?
Yep. I've been doing liner since I was in 7th grade. I mean, and it looked horrible. I definitely had that panda vibe extravaganza going on.
Panda extravaganza.
Oh, yes.
I think I saw one more person ask, and this is a combination of primer, faux suede, hazelnut, and the number 10 brush.
Yep.
Somebody also asked if the highliner would be a good option to do the liner.
So you had played with the highliner, which is our eyeliner, and
Yeah.
you definitely preferred the texture, I think, of the primer and shadow combination with the brush.
Well,
Is that
and
right?
you can also, one of the things that I used to do at Sephora all day, 24/7 with just about any crayon liner, I would take one of these brushes and I would just rub it up against the actual crayon of the liner. Because with this, you're gonna get much more of a chiseled out kind of look. And I feel like with the actual liner, I feel like you would get, if you're wanting more of a solid kind of like really precise wing, you can definitely achieve that just using this brush with the actual liner. So now this is where we kind of bring it all together. I'm just gonna do just a very soft dip of the bronzer.
She's got
Kind
it
of like
number
a 3
3.
tap. And I'm just gonna kind of sweep through here just to really.
This feels like home to me. Me and bronzer, we're good buddies.
Yes. So, and then with whatever's left, you can just take it all throughout and just kind of.
So for an everyday look, powder bronzer is not necessary, but if we were gonna go glam, you think powder bronzer is gonna rev it up, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It'll add just a little bit of intensity to that everyday kind of look. And then from that point too, I would also take just a little bit more of the concealer to just really, because if you're gonna be taking pictures, it's for a night out or it's, you know, whatever, you'll just take some concealer and just kind of just take it, swoop it through and kind of swoop it like you're starting in the crease and you're twisting your brush out, but you're not blending all the way up and like packing it on. And that just gives a little bit brighter,
Ooh, I
but
like
not
that.
too bright.
Would you suggest any modifications for mature skin when we were doing the everyday look, or keep it just that way?
More primer, more primer, less foundation.
Okay.
Keep that glow and just really, you want to really display that healthy, fresh skin look. And if you really love the look of the foundation, mix that primer and the foundation together. That I've done with so many different brands, and it just really creates, it's a dream come true. So your ratio for more mature skin is going to be more so of just more primer, less foundation. But you can add, you know, you can modify that to what you want, but it'd definitely be best to go with just more of the primer for sure. And I'm just kind of taking that concealer, just whatever's left, and just kind of touching in on these like inner parts here, very lightly, very soft.
So pretty, so bright.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think. So let's see.
So we had done the acai lipstick with the sangria gloss.
Yeah.
Let's see, where was that? Because it was one of our more bold colors. Yes.
This is about to be so iconic. Oh, I love the nails, by the way.
Oh,
These are so
thank
pretty.
you.
So very lightly with the lipstick and more so on the gloss. So we're doing that kiss of color with the lipstick. I feel like lipstick just looks, I feel like it always looks better and it's like less messy when you just do very soft kisses of color versus very intense, like drawn out, which actually I'm all about a drawn out lip. I love, love, love a bold lip. But with the kiss of color technique, it just ends up looking and wearing better. It kind of fades more naturally versus patchy.
So Faith, Molly is asking that she has a scar on the inside of her left eyebrow, and so it doesn't grow in as far as the right.
Yeah.
Every time she does them, she feels like covering it looks too unnatural, and not doing it accentuates how uneven they are. Do you have any tips?
So for that, I mean, I would have to really see a picture to know. I've done scar camouflage, and but that's like with what I do versus, is it okay for me to do?
Either way, whenever you want to do
Okay,
it.
we'll do this. Okay. But so another thing you could do too is pointillism, which is what I do in my micropigmentation technique with somebody who has a scar. So with the pointillism, what that is you would just take like a, if you have like a, I'm trying to think of the realm of Crunchi too, but I mean, just in general, with the, if you could get like a brow pen, like a liquid brow pen, and do tiny dots in the scar, I think it would blend it out a lot better. And just, it really just kind of depends on what that looks like.
So you guys, the color that Faith is putting on for gloss, this is our sangria gloss. And if you haven't heard already, it is going to be on a flash sale Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are looking for a perfect holiday gloss, this is definitely the one. Oh my gosh, I feel so glamorous, Faith. Is there anything else you would do?
I think that is absolutely perfect. And as I just kind of like, let me see. One option that I will say is like a game changer, right? This is super quick. Typically what I love to do is take just a little bit of my bronzer shade and my natural shade, mix the two together, let them have the baby, and just brush all of that down the neck.
Oh,
Do you care if I do
no,
that?
not
You're
at
good
all.
with that?
Yeah, go for
Because
it.
it is a beautiful demo. With this being a more skin-loving, radiant finished foundation, it would look striking in pictures. Say, you know, you've got that off-the-shoulder dress and you're really just wanting to accentuate, like,
I can always wash my necklace too. It's okay.
okay, I was like,
No problem. Oh, thank you guys. You're all so sweet. Let the
Look at
foundation have a
that.
baby, she says.
that baby has been had and we are living.
Look at those collarbones.
I know.
Woo!
So if you've got pictures, don't be afraid to get in and just really spice it up through there.
Oh, pretty.
Look at that. Oh yeah,
Yes.
look at that.
That's a good,
And
that's a
just
photo
that.
finish. Oh, my whole body needs that. Yep.
Yeah, same.
Who needs spray tan? Just mix your foundations. Let them have the baby.
Oh yes. That is the one pretty baby. I will tell you that right now.
And then you were saying too, you use the highlighter like on your collarbones. Like
And it gives
everywhere.
that Brazilian, like carnival kind of vibe. And I will show you that. That is like my magic touch. And any kind of, I've done makeup for like YouTubers and for like pastors that are like in front of like big churches that are on camera and stuff like that. And so for me, you know, the lighting and the contouring and all that, it's everything. So let me see here. I'm going to go back in with Lit.
Right here.
Yep. Oh,
You're
sorry.
good. Someone just said all of the Crunchi darker foundation shades are about to break the internet.
Yeah,
Everybody's gonna
they
go grab one.
better. They better.
So funny. Make sure you guys connect with the amazing advocate who brought you here tonight. This way. This way.
And then do you, okay, you guys see where the light naturally hits her collarbones. Like they're very much more pronounced. Now watch. While that's still like fresh.
This is fun. I've never put makeup on my collarbones before.
Every makeover, my girls are like, I've never had my boobs done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, today's your day. We get all up in there. There's no shame in the game. We're bringing it.
So would you put setting powder over this? I saw somebody ask. Like just
You
to kind
can.
of lock it on?
You can typically, I would do setting spray. You could go with primer as well to give it more of that skin finish, which literally I would. So I would say you could do that, but let's do, I mean, literally this setting powder is very, like I said, it has that silky like photo finish. So we're just gonna swirl in, and once again with the roll, I mean, yeah, that's perfect.
Blowing my mind.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
That way you'll worry less about any transfer, I would think. Rolling,
Yeah.
rolling, rolling. You guys, this is so much fun. I'm so glad you guys are all learning so much. Your Crunchi Advocate is definitely going to be able to help color match you for anything you guys need tonight. But just as a reminder, I'm wearing 2.5 and 6.0 for this shades of foundation, and then L20 for my concealer. So just a little extra foundation if you're going to glam it up for the evening.
That's pretty much where that would lead.
And that's where we would land, you guys. The plane has landed, and I am feeling fancy. Woo!
Get up, like, I want you to get up like real close and just kind of little showcase moment. Tilt your head back and look down. There it is. Look at that.
You guys, how fun is this? Is she not just the most amazing artist you have ever seen in display ever? So glam, thank you. I feel so glam. All right, you guys, we kept you here for a long time, but I love that you hung with us till the end because there was so many good tips and tricks. So please share all the love for Faith so I can send her all of the comments. And you guys, we just appreciate you hanging out. Is there any other final words you think? Faith Allen Artistry on Facebook and Instagram.
That's it. Yep. That's it.
So go check her out and let us know if you have any questions. Your advocates will be able to help you guys pick out the right colors and brushes to make sure if you would like to recreate either the daytime or this fancy look, then you guys should be good to go.
We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Bye. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Faith.
Yes, you're so welcome. It was so nice to meet you.
She's so great.
I'm obsessed. I'm in a fan club for Lisa.
Everybody is. Everybody is. I'll take a picture, you guys, and share with you soon. See ya.
Ladies, what was at the very
The very end, she did foundation and then a little bit of highlighter and then setting powder. So I hope that
Roll it
answers.
on.
Just roll that setting powder right on. All right, you guys, have an awesome night. I can't wait to see everybody's beautiful looks tomorrow. See you guys.